Hey guys, it's Burning Words here, and I got another battle here, and it was versus some guy named Brian. I found off the Ibers Asylum Zat chat, and it was a fun match. I would have won only if I didn't make so many mistakes. Well, it wasn't a lot, but I mean, yeah, I could have done better. Anyways, he sent out his Frostlass as I send out my Swarm, and just for the trick, just give me a Choice Scarf as I go for the Stealth Rocks, and he receives the leftovers, and I go for the Stealth Rocks. And then I switch out knowing I don't want to keep going for Stealth Rocks over and over and over. So I go for my Blaziken, and I go to my Blaziken, and it goes for the spikes. And I'm an idiot, and I let him go for the Destiny Bond, and as I go for the Fire Punch, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm an idiot. I just lost my banded Blaziken with speed boost already. I'm like, oh jeez, that sucks. So yeah, there goes both my Frostlass and my Blaziken. So that's 5 and 5. Goes into a serial killer as I go to my Hydreigon, and then he goes for the sub. So I'm like, how are you faster? This guy's scarfed. And then I go for the Dark Pulse to take out, because I knew I have a Scarf, but I didn't realize I was to be slower. So I just go for the Dark Pulse to take, to try to call off the Alakazam. And he goes for the Focus Blast, and I'm like hoping, I'm praying that I would survive. And I live at 25, so I go for a Dark Pulse and take it out. I take out this Alakazam. I'm like, oh, thank you. Alright, anyways, you go into his Bumder, which is, like, it looks like, I think it's a Jellicent or something. And I go for a Dark Pulse thinking that it might do a lot, and it did over half. And I get the flinch, and I'm like, yes! And then he withdraws it and goes into his Billy, which is a Karu. I don't know how to pronounce his name. It's really weird. I have to look it up first. And then I go for another Dark Pulse, thinking that he would stand anyways. And then I switch out and I go to my Conkeldurr, which was a Ropution, but they changed it to Conkeldurr. And as he goes for Swords Dance. I knew he would predict. I predicted his switch, so I go for a bulk up. Oh no, I go for a Mach Punch. Wow, I should have went for a bulk up. I'm an idiot because I could have just Stone Edged him to death. And he goes for a recover, but I would have killed him off only if I hit that Stone Edge. So I'm like, ah, crap, that sucks. Anyways, I go for the Stone Edge again here, and as you can see, it takes him down like a little bit over half. But it's not enough to take him out. And he goes for the Scald, and then I'm afraid it might burn me. And I'm like, it doesn't. And I'm like, yes. I'm like, woo. I'm like, and he goes for it again as I go for a Stone Edge, and I miss. And I'm sorry for that weird, awkward silence. And he goes for the Scald, and I still don't get the burn. And I switch out knowing that I was able to take a Scald from Jellicent from a Zapdos. And he predicted my Thunderbolt, but I predicted that, and I believe I predict. No, I did not predict that. I was thinking that I should go for the Hidden Power Ice, but I didn't know. And he goes for the Rock Slide to take out my Zapdos, and I'm like, oh jeez, I'm an idiot. I just lost the game completely. And then I just remembered I could have switched out into my Swampert in the first place, even though it was scarfed. I should have. And he withdraws his Randarosu and he goes into his Notori to take any psychic attacks I have. And I go for a Calm Mind because it's a Calm Mind set. And yeah, and as he goes and he gets like a little bit of leftovers because of the Stealth Rocks I set up. And I go for a Hidden Power Fighting, hoping that I can do enough damage to do over half, but it doesn't. And he goes for Stealth Rocks, and I'm like, awesome, sweet, I get another turn. But you notice later on in this game, Stealth Rocks and the spikes he set up is a big major effect in this game. I go for another Calm Mind thinking that he has nothing to hit me with. And he goes back into his Jellicent. And then he goes for another Recover thinking I'm gonna Psycho Shock or something. As I keep going for another Calm Mind. I go for my third Calm Mind. And he goes for an Ice Beam, hoping for the freeze. But look how horrible that damage did after 3 Calm Minds. And I'm like, I'm so proud of myself. And then I go for the Psycho Shock, and it kills him off. I'm like, yes, go Rinkarusu. And then he goes into it, and he's got the Randarosu. And anyways, and he goes for a U-turn, and that didn't even knock me out, which made me feel good. I'm like, yes, thank you. And I still went for a Psycho Shock right this turn, see? But look at this. Even though it's like it blocks against it, it's a 2-hit KO. So I'm like, awesome. But I go for the Recover just in case. I'm afraid of him trying to leech. Like, I'm afraid of him going to Power Whip me. But he goes for a Gyro Ball, and that did horrible damage. I'm like, geez, that did low damage. And I go for another Hidden Power just because it's super effective, and I know I can guarantee knock it out. Like, if I somehow fail, like, with Psycho Shock, I don't want to risk that. And he goes into his Billy, and I didn't expect the Sucker Punch, but I just go for another Calm Mind as a misclick. But I'm an idiot and I stay in because I keep thinking that, oh my god, he's going to predict another Calm Mind and just do another attacks. That's what I kept thinking. But I'm like, it turns out he goes for 2 sucker punches, so I'm like, ah, frick, I'm screwed. And I go to my Conkeldurr hoping that, because I forgot that I thought I had fuller HP, but it turns out I forgot I didn't. So I'm basically swept by this Billy, the hero's whatever. It was a good game, Bryn. It was a fun match. I found go to the Aber's Asylum Zat chat, and yeah, I hope you guys enjoy, and thank you for watching. And yeah, that's all. I'm gonna upload another battle today against Weil, and I was kind of the same thing again. But anyways, yeah, I had